Hi, welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Lonna. And today's question comes from Rachel, who writes, Hi, Dr. Lonna. I have a situation I'm starting to feel uneasy about and want your advice. I have an old coworker who moved away a couple of years ago that I'm in touch with. We talk on the phone about once a month and have kept up our friendship. Recently, during our conversation, he mentioned that I was the only person he could really be honest and open with, and he loved speaking with me. He then told me he wanted to visit my city and would love to get together. I got the vibe from him that made me feel uneasy. Is he hoping for something more than just friends? The problem is, I can't be sure of it and I don't want to offend him. But I also do not want to date him. I am not attracted to him at all. Should I keep quiet and see how it plays out or try to head things off now? Rachel, that's a really great question, and I've experienced this situation myself. The only fair thing to do is to be upfront with him right now before he spends any time, money, and energy traveling to your city with expectations that are different than your own. So having a really polite conversation like, hey, just checking, we're still just friends, right? I'd love you to come visit, but I want to be really clear about that. We're just friends, right? Because that gives him an easy out. He won't be embarrassed if he is thinking that way, or if he's not thinking that way, he'll be like, yeah, of course, we're just friends. I just want to come visit you and see your city, right? So that's a win-win for both parties. What I've experienced with that is 20 years ago when I first got into Krav Maga, which is a military combative out of Israel. The guy who owned the studio spent a lot of attention with me. We went to a football game together. We went to some special seminars together. And I remember early on being in the car, and I was always thinking, like, why me? Out of all the more than 100 people at the studio, why am I your friend, right? And I meant in the car, I said to him, hey, we're just friends, right? This is just a friendship. And he looked at me and he said, yes, of course. I'm married. And I'm like, okay, great. And that was that. And it cleared the air between us. And you know what? We're still really good friends to this day. So it really shows respect for him to just kind of clear the air right away with him and set those expectations and let that topic come to rest. I hope that helps. Hey, if you want your questions answered, just send me a message with your question. And if I can answer it, I will. Hope that helps. I'll see you soon.